Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
Hold on to your hats. The race to find a new leader for the Conservatives is reaching its climax as nominations will close later today. But don't hold on to them too tight. It's going to be more than 3 months, yes, a quarter of a year, before Rishi Sunak's successor is finally announced on November 2nd. 6 people have put their name forward: Kemi Badenoch, James Cleverly, Tom Tugendhat, Robert Jenrick, Mel Stride and Dame Priti Patel. Sala Braverman said she had the support of 10 MPs but decided yesterday not to stand because she was branded mad, bad and dangerous. For many there has already been bitter infighting, as members choose the future direction of the party. This time, the leadership candidates are vying to become leader of the opposition rather than prime minister. At least for the time being. Here's what you should know about the MPs who are confirmed to stand in the Conservative leadership race. James Cleverly was the first to enter the leadership race with a post on social media saying he wanted to re-establish our reputation as the party who, in government, helps grow the economy, helps people achieve their goals, their dreams, and their aspirations. For years, Cleverly has been one of the most high-profile Conservative MPs in the House of Commons. He had a spell as party chairman under Boris Johnson, who later appointed him Education Secretary. Liz Truss made him the first black Foreign Secretary in UK history, and he stayed in that position when Rishi Sunak took over. When Sala Braverman was sacked as Home Secretary following the publication of an op-ed in The Times in which she suggested the Met was not tough enough on pro-Palestinian protesters, it was Cleverly who was appointed to replace her. This made him the final figurehead for the government's Rwanda deportation scheme, which he reportedly once described as bats ***T. He's considered a slick media performer who might be able to act as a bridge between the party's right wing and center. But he's faced controversy in the past for making a joke about date rape, which he said undermined the government's work to tackle drink spiking. Tom Tugendhat was the second candidate to put himself forward moments after nominations opened. A former officer in the Territorial Army, Tugendhat is the only one on this list who has never served as a Secretary of State. He served in cabinet as the Minister for Security, though, and spent 5 years as the chairman of the influential Foreign Affairs Select Committee. Tugendhat first came to the general public's attention as a candidate in the Conservative leadership contest that followed Boris Johnson's resignation in July 2022. But he fell out of the race early and then backed Liz Truss for leader. He's considered to be close to the center of the Tories ideologically, and a recent Savanta poll found he was the most popular leadership contender among both the public and 2024 Tory voters. His message is to regain the British people's trust as the previous government, which he was part of, just didn't deliver. But he could struggle to wrangle the party's more fervently right-wing MPs. Robert Jenrick was the third to announce that he was running alongside Cleverly and Tugendhat. Jenrick, a former housing secretary, reportedly spent the days after the general election calling around new and old MPs to set himself up as a potential leadership candidate. In his media appearances since, he has focused his attention on an issue that defined much of his work in Parliament since 2022, immigration. He was appointed Immigration Minister in Rishi Sunak's first cabinet after taking over from Liz Truss as PM and stayed in the role for over a year. But he resigned in December 2023, arguing that Sunak's effort to iron out legal issues with the Rwanda scheme did not go nearly far enough. If the Tories decide they lost the election because their stance on immigration was not hardline enough, Jenrick might be their pick for leader. But his fast-tracking of a £1 billion housing development by a Tory donor could bite him. Mel Stride was the fourth Tory to put his name in the ring and said there was a huge job to do for the party. The outsider bet for the Tory leadership contest, Stride was the Work and Pensions Secretary ahead of the election and has kept that role in the shadow cabinet. He appeared on the media rounds a low